Welcome families to our kindergarten and transitional kindergarten enrollment information town hall for next school year 26-27. También tenemos un enlace para la junta en español. Está disponible en nuestra página de web o en estos mensajes. This session will be recorded and posted on our website for your viewing. It will be available in our YouTube channel. We have set aside some time today from 4:30 to 6 to share some important information with you. We will cover a lot of content, and we have also reserved time to answer questions as they come up. We may end a little earlier, but please continue to use the Q&A chat for any questions that you might have. If we're unable to address all the questions during the session, we will provide a frequently asked questions document afterward, which will also be posted on our website. Again, if you have any questions while we are in the session, please use the button on your screen that reads Q&A, and the questions will go through to our staff members. Our staff members will be diligently answering as many questions as they can, and we will try to get to all of your questions. However, if we're not able to answer your question throughout our presentation or through our Q&A, we will be publishing a frequently asked questions document based on the questions posed today. And again, this session is being recorded and it will be posted on our YouTube channel for your viewing. Thank you so much for being here. Next slide. My name is Dr. Paula Madrigal Patel, and I am the Senior Director for Student Services at Chula Vista Elementary School District. We have an amazing group of professionals that will be presenting on various topics today. The topics that we will be covering today are age eligibility. At what age is my child eligible for TK or kinder? Enrollment documents needed and the process for kindergarten and transitional kindergarten. What type of dual immersion programs and where those programs are at, and multilingual learner supports. We're also going to talk about expanded learning program, which is our lead program, and pupil services, special education programs. We'll also talk about attendance, parent engagement, and finally, we will also tell you about our award-winning preschool program and our preschool expo. We will be covering a lot of information today, so please remember that the information provided today is related to our general programs and enrollment process. At our PK Expo, we will provide you with greater detail towards the end of today's session, where we can provide you information about classroom environment and how to prepare young learners for school and topics related to preschool. Next slide, please. At Chula Vista Elementary School District, we are a high achieving district and we are very proud of that. CVESD is proud to offer school choice, language programs, visual and performing arts, parent implementation program, PIP, preschool programs. Please call our office for more information, special education services, expanded learning, and many more. We are proud of our award-winning programs all the way from preschool through 6th grade. If you have just joined us, just a quick reminder, this session is being recorded and we will be posting this on our YouTube channel for your viewing. We will also be publishing a frequently asked questions document based on the questions that we gathered today, and the document will also be published at our cvesd.org website. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please make sure that you click on the Q&A button on your screen. If we are unable to get to your question, remember that we are publishing a frequently asked questions document for your viewing. Next slide. So for today's session, we are going to be starting with what is the age eligibility, because that is the most frequent question that we get asked by parents. So for TK, transitional kindergarten and kindergarten age eligibility. For TK, or transitional kindergarten, in order to be eligible for transitional kindergarten, your child must turn age 4, on or before September 1st, 2026. Which means that they must have been born between September 2nd, 2021 and September 1st, 2022. To be eligible for kinder, your child must be 5 years or turn 5 on or before September 1st, 2026. So this means that they have to be born between September 2nd, 2020 through September 1st, 2021. We also just want to let the parents know, and a reminder that our first day of school is Wednesday, July 22nd, and you should expect the first 8 days to be minimum days. Now, this is only applicable for our TK and kinder grade levels. Please take a look at your own school site for the specific information in regards to specific times for the bell schedule. And you can also find that on our school and our CVESD website at cvesd.org. Next slide, please. For preschool, we also have preschool as part of our programs, and we will have more information towards the end of our presentation, but we wanted to let you know the age eligibility, which is at any point your child turns 3. Now, there are some additional eligibility requirements, so please check out our website to review and attend our preschool expo as well for more information, which will be shared towards the end of this presentation. Next slide, please. So when can I start the enrollment process? Our enrollment for the school new year for 26-27 school year will start on February 11th at 9 a.m. Please note that the link for enrollment for the new school year for 2026-2027 will be activated until February 11th at 9 a.m. Remember, our enrollment process is all completed online, and thus all documents will need to be digitized and uploaded into our online enrollment system. If you have a student already enrolled with us, then you should already have an account created. If this is your first time that you're enrolling your child in our district, then you will need to create an account and make sure that you account for that time. Next slide, please. Another frequently asked question is, what documents are needed and how do I find my school of residence? We will be going through the required documents for all enrollment process. However, here's a summary of the documents that are needed. The first thing is a child's birth certificate, immunization records, and we will be going through immunization records with Ms. Karina Mitchell, parents' photo identification, and a residency document. Please note that this document must be current and dated within 60 days of the enrollment, and only one document is required. To determine your school of residence, you can also visit our website at cvesd.org, select schools, and then followed by the school locator link. Next slide, please. If you are enrolling your child in transitional kindergarten, so for TK enrollment, please visit again our cvesd.org, enroll now. Enrollment opens February 11th at 9 a.m. and our TK enrollment is processed through the school of residence. All of our school sites offer a TK program, and our TK program is a full day program. We do follow the state mandated age eligibility requirements and our board policy, and we do not have early admission to kinder or TK. Remember, your child must be 4 on or before September 1st, 2026 in order to be able to be age eligible for our TK program. Next slide, please. Now, if you're enrolling your child for kindergarten, they have never attended our CVESD schools, please visit our website and register them at the cvesd.org/enroll now. Remember that the link will open again February 11th. However, if your child already attends a TK program at school that is not your school of residence, you will need to register online for kinder at your school of residence. If your child attended TK at your school of residence, then you will just submit a continuing student enrollment starting May 26, 2026, and there will be some email communication that is going to be sent to parents. Our kinder program is also a full day program, and we also follow our state mandated age eligibility requirement and our board policy. And again, we do not have early admission for TK or kinder. Remember, your child must be 5 on or before September 1st, 2026 to be able to enroll in our kinder program. And now that we've heard about our enrollment process and some of the documents, I am going to turn it to Ms. Karina Mitchell, our student placement manager, and she's going to talk more in detail about other topics.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Dr. Madrigal Patel. One of the best ways for families, I'm sorry, can you get the next slide, please? Thank you. One of the best ways families can prepare their children for school is by making sure that children have completed their medical checkups and required immunizations. The district partners with several community health providers to support families, including clinics for immunizations and dental screenings. These services help ensure students are healthy and ready to learn on the first day of school. Next slide, please. California law requires specific immunizations before a child can attend kindergarten. These include vaccines such as DTaP, polio, hepatitis B, MMR, and varicella. Some vaccine series may be considered complete with fewer doses if they were administered after a certain age. So families should review their child's records carefully or speak with their healthcare provider if they have questions. Next slide, please. Transitional kinder students also have immunization requirements, which are similar but not identical to kindergarten students. Families should verify that their child's immunizations are up to date before beginning enrollment to avoid any delays. School offices are always available to help families understand what documentation is needed. Next slide, please. To enroll, families must provide proof of residency that shows both the parent or guardian's name and current address. Documents must be dated within 60 days of enrollment, and only specific forms of documentations are accepted, such as utility bills, lease agreements, or official correspondence. This helps ensure students are placed in the correct school of residence. Next slide, please. Families interested in attending a school outside of their attendance area must enroll at their school of residence first. Once enrolled, families may submit a zone transfer request listing up to 2 preferred schools. And the zone transfer links will be sent out for TK students. It's May 15th, and for kindergartners are March 9th. Approval depends on space availability, and families will be notified by email if their first requests are approved or placed on a wait list. Next slide, please. Interdistrict transfers are for students who live outside of the Chula Vista Elementary School boundaries. Families begin this process with their district of residence, where the application must be signed before being submitted to our district here at Chula Vista Elementary School District. Transfers are considered based on space availability, and families may be offered an alternative placement if their preferred schools are full. Next slide, please. New interdistrict transfer applications will be accepting starting March 2nd. Families should be prepared to provide additional documentation such as attendance records, IEPs, and proof of residence. Once approved, parents can complete an online enrollment through the district's website and will receive placement information by email. Next slide, please. All right, this is the fun part. Some schools experience higher demand for transitional kinder than the number of spaces available. When that happens, the district uses a random enrollment process to ensure the placement process is fair and equitable for all families. TK enrollment applications are accepted from February 11th through May 1st at 4 p.m. Applications submitted during this window are included in the random selection process if a school becomes impacted. It is important to complete the enrollment fully and on time because incomplete applications may delay the process or affect placement. Applications submitted after May 1st may result in placement at a school outside of their designated attendance area is if space is limited. Next slide, please. This slide lists schools that are currently identified as impacted for TK enrollment due to high demand. This list may change based on new enrollment numbers, so families are encouraged to stay up to date through the school website or contacting the school office. If a school is impacted, placement is not guaranteed, even for families who live within the attendance boundary, which is why completing the enrollment fully is strongly recommended. We will now hear from Ms. Julia Sutton, our lead mental health specialist.
Good evening. Thank you for being here with us. I'm excited to share with you about California's Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, also known as CYBHI. This is California's plan to support social emotional services in schools and improve access to mental health support. They've created a new health insurance fee schedule for services provided only in schools. School social workers and counselors provide many supports to all students, such as classroom social emotional lessons, restorative practices, assemblies, crisis response, etc. If a family would like counseling for their student, there would be a completely separate consent needed from the family. As you complete enrollment paperwork, you'll see the request to share your health insurance information and consent for billing. And so it's important to know, this is free for all students. Even if insurance denies a claim for any reason, the family will not receive a bill. Services can only be provided to a student, student services can still be provided to a student even if a family does not want to share their insurance information. That's really important. Schools ask for families' insurance information only to help sustain school social workers and counselors and social emotional learning in school. It does not affect insurance coverage or services outside of school. Students' information is protected under FERPA and HIPAA guidelines for safety and confidentiality. To reiterate, sharing your health insurance information and giving permission for insurance to be billed does not mean you are giving consent for counseling. The school social worker and counselor will be in touch with each parent separately if counseling is wanted or recommended, and will not provide counseling services without that specific parental consent. More frequently asked questions can be found on our district website. Thank you for listening, and we will now hear from Ms. Lonnie Perez, Executive Director of Language Development.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Hello, parents. My name is Lonnie Perez, and I'm the Executive Director of Language Development and Instructional Services and Support. And our department oversees our dual language programs and English learner programs. Many of you may be interested in our dual language immersion programs. We are very proud of our programs in Chula Vista. We value them and we value multiliteracy. In dual language, it is an immersion program. So that means that your child is immersed in the Spanish language and they are learning to read, write, and do math in Spanish. Our program is also for English learners as well. It is an opportunity for our English learners whose native language is Spanish to use their home language and then learn English at the same time. Here are some key points about our program. We have 23 schools that have Spanish dual language programs, both district and charter schools. The main goals of our programs are bilingualism and biliteracy, high academic achievement, and cross-cultural competence. There are many benefits to bilingualism and multilingualism. We offer both our 50-50 or 90-10 programs. 50-50 means that for 50% or half the day, your child is instructed in Spanish, and the other half of the day, they are instructed in English. In a 90-10 program, for TK, kindergarten, and first grade, your student is immersed in the Spanish language for 90% or the majority of the day, with 10% in English. And with each grade level that goes up, the percentage of Spanish is reduced and the percentage of English is increased. So then it will become 80-20 in second grade, 70-30 in third grade, 60-40 in 4th grade, and finally 50-50 in 5th and 6th grade. Both programs are effective, and English learners can learn English at the same rate in both of our programs. If you are interested, you would register at your school of residence. Now, you can also request a zone transfer if your school of residency does not have the program at this time. The best time to register for this program is TK or kindergarten at the very beginning of your child's educational journey. We do want parents to understand that it is a long-term commitment. And so we like for our families to see the program through all through their elementary years, and there is a pathway in our middle schools and high schools in our neighboring school district. Students and families do not need to speak Spanish to enroll and participate. And in our two-way dual immersion, our Spanish learners are learning Spanish from our English learners, and our English learners are learning English from the Spanish learners. It is a two-way program. Next slide, please. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple of different scenarios. If you are currently a TK family and you are already in our DLI program and you are wondering what will happen in kindergarten. So here are two scenarios if you are currently attending your home school. So the first scenario is if you are attending TK, DLI, or dual language immersion at your home school, and you would like your child to continue in kindergarten DLI at the same home school. So for example, Clearview TK DLI to Clearview K DLI, and it's your home school. You might ask, will my child be able to stay in DLI for kindergarten? So students do roll over, and you will have automatic acceptance to kindergarten DLI at your home school. Another scenario could be that your child is enrolled in TK English only at their home school because perhaps there isn't a DLI program at your home school, but you would like them to continue into the kindergarten DLI program at the home school. So for example, Loma Verde TK English only class, your child is attending there, but you would like them to continue at Loma Verde in kindergarten, but now in the DLI program. So you might ask, my child was not in DLI for TK, but we would like DLI for kindergarten at our own home school. How do we do that? Well, students roll over, so you don't need to re-register, but families, you must express interest in kindergarten DLI at the school office and follow the DLI placement procedures for your specific school site. Next slide, please. Here are two more scenarios if you are enrolled and are currently on a zone transfer. So if you are currently in TK on a DLI zone transfer and you would like to attend kindergarten DLI at your home school. So for example, Heritage TK DLI to Salt Creek Kindergarten DLI. And so you might ask, my child was enrolled in TK DLI on a zone transfer, but I want my child to continue DLI in kindergarten at our home school. What do we do? Well, in this case, you must re-enroll, and priority is given for DLI placement to you and your family as long as your family registers on time. What about this scenario? You're currently on a TK DLI zone transfer and you want to continue in kindergarten DLI again at a zone transfer. So for example, Heading Camp TK DLI to Heading Camp kindergarten DLI, but your homeschool is Casillas. So you might ask, I want to continue in DLI on a zone transfer at this school or any other school. My homeschool doesn't offer it. What do I need to do? So again, you must re-enroll, and we as a district follow the board policy on zone transfers and the school's DLI enrollment protocol. So I know that there are many different scenarios, but you can reach out to your school site or to student placement if you have any specific questions related to these scenarios. Next slide, please. Now I will move on to supports for our multilingual English learners. So like I said earlier, CVSD values multilingualism, and we celebrate diversity and cultures and languages in all of our schools. Now our English learner students are identified through the home language survey upon enrollment. Now students take the initial LPAC assessment in kindergarten and the summative LPAC annually to measure progress if they are identified as an English learner. We do want you to know that TK students do not take the LPAC. English learners receive English language development daily, and English learners are also able to reclassify to fluent English proficient when they meet state and local criteria. And we encourage parents to participate in site ELAC meetings to learn more about how you can support your child and how the school supports your child in developing English language proficiency. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any further questions, please contact the Language Development Department here at our district. Now I will move on and hand it over to Priscilla Garza, Coordinator of Expanded Learning Programs.
Good evening, everybody. Next slide, please. So we'll be speaking about expanded learning programs, and what that means is before and after school programs, including intersession. Historically, our program was formerly known as Dash and Stretch, which we contract a portion of our program with the YMCA. As time has evolved, we have grown our ELOP expanded learning programs into the LEAD program. We offer activities that focus on academics, enrichment, social, and emotional activities. Each school is designed in its unique way of activities that are offered at each individual school site. Each school site has a site lead that can assist you with registration information, program information, and all expanded learning program questions. TK and staff to student ratios at each of our school site is 1 to 10. We offer programs at intersession called LEAD, and Junior Academy is offered during intersession program for kindergarten and TK students. Free for all students to participate. Our funding allocations are through ACES and ELOP. Next slide, please. As you can see on the screen here, we have 4 different levels that are offered under our LEAD programs. We have LEAD Hub, which is formerly known as Stretch and Dash, which is contract with our YMCA, which is a 180-day calendar. We have LEAD Clubs that are offers variety by sites, which instructor led. We have before and after school, which is offered on quality enrollments. The dates are established each quarter and listed at our Chula Vista Elementary School District website under before and after school programs. Our LEAD Academy program is offered during intersession, which is offered during fall, spring, and summer. Our LEAD also includes LEAD Sports, which is free for all students to participate and provide a learning environment, which provides competitive opportunities and an atmosphere. For more information about our program and how to register for our before and after school programs, please go directly to our Chula Vista Elementary School website under before and after school programs. And in there, you will have more information on how to register for each level of our programs. Next, I will pass it over to our special education programs, to our Rose Tagnesi.
Hi, everybody. If we can go to the next slide. I'm Rose Tagnesi. I'm the Director of Special Education Services here in Chula Vista. And just want to let you know a little bit about special ed. It's a catch-all. It can include a whole continuum of supports and services. And it's very much tailored to meet the unique needs of our individual students. We work together with our families to go through an assessment process and then determine eligibility. If a student does qualify, then we develop a student's individualized education plan together through an IEP team and work through those supports and services as appropriate, and depending on those assessments. So it is a process. Special education can be a little daunting, and we are always right here with our parents to answer any questions, to go through any of these processes and procedures together. And so there are places that you can reach out to. There's an extension here provided for People Services. And we are here and we're in it together and looking forward to all of our students coming in to start school next year. Exciting. So I'm going to now hand it off to Heather Cruz.
Thank you, Rose. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather Cruz. I'm the Director of Attendance, Wellness, and Student Supports, and happy to be here today to speak with you about a very important topic, which is attendance. And so the reason we talk about attendance so much within our district is because we have research that shows who can read on grade level by the 3rd grade, depending on their attendance. And so this graphic will show you that students with good attendance in kindergarten and 1st grade, those students that have missed 9 or fewer days, both of those years, they are reading on grade level. About 64% of them are reading on grade level. Now you can see as we go down to only 43%, less than half of kids with at-risk attendance, those that miss more than 9 days in their kindergarten and 1st grade year, they are reading at grade level, only 43% of them. And then it continues to go down. If a student is chronically absent, which we'll talk about what specifically that is in a moment, if they're chronically absent in kindergarten or 1st grade, either one of those, they are reading at grade level, only 41% of them. And then you can see those students, only 17% of kids who were chronically absent in kindergarten and 1st grade are reading at grade level by 3rd grade. And so we know the importance of attending regularly. We do have board policy and administrative regulations that talk about attendance and give the information about exactly what is an excused absence as well as what is an unexcused absence. Now, when we talk about chronic absenteeism, we're talking about students that have missed 10% or more of the days that they've been enrolled. Our school year is 180 days, so 10% would be if they have missed 18 days by the end of the school year. So that equates to roughly a little over 1.5 days per month. And so we have a saying here in Chula Vista that 2 is too many. If a student is missing 2 days per month, that is going to result in them being chronically absent. And one thing I want you to say out loud, you can repeat after me, that all absences count towards chronic absenteeism. So all absences count towards chronic absenteeism, whether they are excused or unexcused. We know that any time that students aren't in class receiving that instruction is going to have an impact on them. And so while we do want to encourage you to call in the absences and let us know why they are being absent, I want you to also make it clear that all absences are going to count towards that chronic absenteeism. Now, additionally, we talk about truancy, and truancy is when your student has a total of 3 or more of the following. This is when we get into unexcused absences or tardies that are greater than 30 minutes. So if they have a total of 3 or more of those, then your student is considered truant and you'll start receiving some notices regarding your student's attendance. Now, we understand that some students have medical conditions and chronic illnesses that require them to miss school more often. Now, if that is the case, you should be meeting with the school nurse to develop a support plan, because we do have a lot of supports that we can offer to make it so that your student can attend regularly. All right, next slide. And we also do recognize that we all get sick, children included. And so we follow California Department of Public Health, or CDPH's guidelines on when a child should come to school. So The guidelines are here, and you can see that when they have a sore throat or some cold symptoms, such as a cough or a runny nose, they are still able to attend if their symptoms are mild. And that is because CDPH has stated that those are not highly contagious illnesses. And so what we do to mitigate that is we teach proper hand washing. And so if you're interested in knowing when can my child come to school, you can use this guideline, okay? If you're unsure whether or not your student should come to school because they do have some symptoms, you can bring them into our schools to be evaluated by the school nurse or our attendance health specialist. In the case that your student does need to be absent, please make sure to always report the absence to the attendance health specialist at your school. Next slide, please. And finally, some tips for success. There's our little logo, our saying that 2 is too many, just to remind you. But some tips for success as your student is entering their education. We want to create a homework center for your child in an area of your home where there's no TV or other distractions. We want to make sure that they are able to focus on the work that they're doing. And also choose a consistent time every day when your child will read with you and work on homework. And this should be a predictable part of your child's daily after-school routine. Make sure you're turning off access to electronics at least 1 hour prior to bedtime. That allows their minds to calm down and get them ready to fall asleep. And it's very important that you establish a new routine. So sometimes I hear parents say that this child is tired in the morning or is fighting them a little bit, but when we make sure that they have a routine, they thrive on that and they want to know exactly what's going to happen and that it's going to be the same every day. And then school is exciting. We have many things going on at school to make it an exciting and enjoyable time for your student. And so we want to make sure that we are always beginning our education with a positive attitude. And parents, you guys are the one that set that tone for your students. So when you're talking about school, talk about it with a positive mindset. And then communication is key. Like I said earlier, be sure that you're able to communicate any absences with the school as quickly as you can. Okay? All right. Wishing you all the best as you start this educational career for your student. I'm going to pass it over to Giovanna Castro. She is our Director of Communications.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Ms. Cruz. As Ms. Cruz mentioned, my name is Giovanna Castro, and I am the Director of Communications for the Chula Vista Elementary School District. At CVESD, partnering with families is at the heart of everything that we do. And as we look ahead for the upcoming school year, we remain committed to enhancing our partnerships with families, students, and staff to support the success of every student. Our goal is to foster a strong sense of shared commitment, responsibility, and accountability between home and school, one that ensures every child has access to high quality learning experiences and the support that they need to succeed today and beyond. Family engagement at CVESD is not the work of just one department alone. It is a collective effort across all departments here at the Chula Vista Elementary School District, as well as at our school sites. Working together, we support student learning, achievement, and overall well-being. So our goals for family engagement include to increase parent-guardian leadership opportunities, to enhance two-way communication with families, and to increase family participation at the school site level. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. One of the easiest ways to get involved is by staying connected to CVESD. We encourage you to bookmark your child's website, your school site's website, as well as cvesd.org. On our websites, you can find news, resources, events, and opportunities throughout the district. We also invite you to download the CVESD mobile app, which is available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Through the app, you can follow your child's school and customize notifications so you receive the information and updates that matter most to you. Be sure to also follow us at CVESD News on our social media channels. We are very active on Instagram and Facebook, and we also have accounts on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn as well. In addition, we send out Peach Jar flyers to families for upcoming events and information, and a monthly newsletter called CVESD Connection Newsletter that is shared with families and staff on a monthly basis. Next slide. In addition, we have many opportunities at the district level to get involved in your child's education. So one example is our Parent Ambassador Program. Our Parent Ambassador Program for the 26-27 school year will open applications in July. The Parent Ambassador Program is a district-wide initiative that was started this school year, designed to strengthen the homeschool connection and support high-quality learning experiences for all students. The program is part of Goal 5 of our LCAP, our Local Control and Accountability Plan, which actually launches today. So as a parent ambassador, you will attend quarterly meetings at the district office, act as a bridge between families and your child's school, as well as champion family engagement initiatives at your school site. If you're interested in getting involved, please look out for more information when the school year starts. In addition, we also invite families to participate in CVESD University, which is a series of workshops designed to support learning at home. Topics for the upcoming year will be shared on our website, social media, and through Peach Jar once it is finalized. We also host our annual Community Expo, which is a kickoff for the new school year. We have booths from various departments here at the district, as well as resources to ensure a successful start to the new school year. This year, the Community Expo will take place on Saturday, July 25th, with more information coming when the new school year starts. In addition, families can get involved in other committees such as DAC-DLAC, Budget Advisory, Parent Advisory, and our wellness committees. We also have school-based groups like ELAC, PTA, PTO, PTG, and our school safety committees. For more ways to get involved, you can visit cvesd.org or speak to your child's principal. We look forward to engaging all of you in the 26-27 school year, and I hope to see you at one of our future events. I'm now going to pass the mic along over to Dr. Madrigal.
Hi, everyone, once again. We have been reviewing many and a lot of information and content. We're going to review one more content for preschool and preschool expo, and then I'll just do a quick review of what we did today. And then I'm going to try to get to some of the questions that we've been publishing as well, as our team has been answering most of those questions. Please just be patient with us if we have not answered your question in particular. Enrollment for preschool. So we are a highly rated preschool program. That's 5 out of 5 ratings and licensed California state preschool programs. If you are enrolling your child in preschool, you should visit our cvesd.org website and click on Enroll Now, then go to 2026 to 2027 preschool enrollment. You can also visit our website, cvesd.org/love-talk-play. Please note that the enrollment date is a little different than our TK and kinder enrollment date. Our enrollment is still open for this school year. However, for next school year, we are starting enrollment and it opens on March 20th. Our preschool program is a state preschool program. It is free, high quality, and it is a part-day preschool. It does have income requirements. However, please know that some of our state preschools are participants of the neighborhood school sites. And thus, if you are a resident of the neighborhood school site preschool, you would qualify for our state preschool regardless of income. And there are other qualifiers as well. If you have questions or if you're interested, please call our office for more information. Just remember that your child must be 3 at the time of enrollment. Next slide, please. So we have reviewed a lot of information today, and we would love to provide you with more information specifically about what happens in those preschool classrooms, which are also very similar to our TK classrooms, and what our student goals are. How do we prepare young children, our young learners, which we consider ages 3 to 5, and have a potty party for tips and tools about potty training, which is a very popular workshop and training for our parents. So we do have our preschool expo that is coming up. Our preschool expo will occur on March 17. We will have a morning session and an afternoon session. Food and childcare will be provided for children. And again, this is for our preschool for children 3 to 5. Childcare will be provided for children 3 and up. We will have food and prizes, and some of our community partners will also be attending this event. We would love to see you there. Just as a reminder, the preschool 26-27 enrollment will open on March 17. Please join us for this engaging and fun workshop as well. Next slide, please. We're excited to welcome you to our CVESD family. And like I said, we have many events coming up. One of them is Preschool Expo, but please stay in touch and stay connected through our Instagram or various pages for CVESD. Next slide, please. So as a final reminder, this presentation and the recording will be posted on our website. And we are creating the FAQ from this meeting and posted on our website. We want to thank you for meeting with us today. Here's just a quick summary of what we covered today. In case you missed it today, you can visit our YouTube channel and review it and watch it later this week. Enrollment does begin on February 11th. The link will be active at 9 a.m. For TK children, must be 4 years of age on or before September 1st. For kindergarten children, must turn 5 on or before September 1st. We do follow state and board policy, so early enrollment is not available. For preschool, children become age eligible as soon as they turn 3 with additional requirements. More information at cvesd.org/Love Talk Play. We have reviewed today a lot of content, which includes residency verification, immunization records, enrollment forms, zone transfers, inter-district transfers, and we also reviewed the random enrollment process for impacted schools. We reviewed our dual enrollment programs, the importance of attendance, and parent engagement opportunities. We also briefly discussed about the Children and Youth Behavioral Health Initiative, which helps sustain our mental health services in schools. So thank you again for your partnership, and please reach out. There are the various department numbers here on this page. We have our early education department, attendance and wellness, student placement department, we have special education, pupil services. We have our LEAD program or extended learning. You would have to contact the school site for specific program information. And then we also have our dual immersion multilingual English learner programs. We're going to take just a couple of minutes and we're going to be reading off some of the questions that we have here. If we don't get to your question, if you can just be patient with us and we will get to them and do an FAQ or a frequently asked question and publish that on our website as well. One of the questions that we saw is that we need to enroll, we would like to enroll our daughter for kinder at a different school other than my residence because she doesn't go to TK, so how can I do that? The response is you would enroll at your school of residence first, then complete the zone transfer application. The other question that was very general that we wanted to review was if you have a user CVESD and you already have an account with CVESD, you wouldn't need to create a new one if you're just adding a younger child to that same account. Another question that we obtained was if your child attends TK at your school of residence, what are the next steps or what do you need to do? And so the response is that parents would be receiving an email starting on May 26th because this would follow the continuing student enrollment. And that process usually happens for the rest of our grade levels as well. And so again, this is applicable if your child currently attends TK and they're part of their school of residence. They would do a continuation enrollment, and that's going to be sent after May 26th. Another question was if some required documents could be uploaded. So we did provide, Ms. Karina Mitchell did provide a website link so that you can start putting those documentation in there. One of the questions was, my child currently attends an impacted program for DITK on a zone transfer. Will we be able to do a zone transfer again to do that program for kinder? And the answer is yes. Another general question was if your child currently attends TK in their school of residence, what would be the process? And so the process is the continued enrollment process. Since your child already attends your school of residence and is already enrolled in TK, and this is the same process that we have with our kinder through 6th grade levels. I'm going to try to read as fast as possible, but our screen keeps scrolling because we get more questions. So one of the questions was, what is the definition for impacted schools and what does that mean? And so the definition for impacted schools, because we do have random enrollment at those school sites, currently we have about 15 out of our total Chula Vista Elementary school sites. And so for that one, the impacted school definition is where registration or enrollment exceeds the capacity of the school or the classroom, okay? So once there's a question, once your child attends their homeschool and they are guaranteed to continue education at their homeschool through 6th grade, or is this lottery? So Ms. Karina Mitchell answered that question, and then that's a yes. So if your child is at their school of residence, they would continue at their school of residence. There's another question related to that. If your child currently attends TK at their school of residence, is kinder required as a new enrollment? And so the answer is it wouldn't be considered a new enrollment. It would be considered a continuing student enrollment, and parents that are that have their children in a TK classroom already enrolled in their school of residence here at CVESD, they would receive a link starting May 26th, where you would just say that you are continuing enrollment at that school site. There's questions about priorities and about siblings enrolled at their school sites. And so again, for impacted schools, we do have those lotteries and they are completely random. There's another question, if there is a residence or address change between the enrollment date and between the time that the school starts. The question is, it could be, you can choose what you still need to provide and do a new enrollment and provide residency. But if you have any specific question, you can always contact our student placement office, and then we can provide you some guidance with that. I wanted to confirm, because there is a couple of questions regarding the dates to confirm the enrollment. So the new student enrollment begins on February 11th, 2026 at 9 a.m. and that link is going to be live until then. And if there are zone transfers, those are going to be requested in March. We have placed the zone transfer and the parent enroll now link on our website. and on the questions as well, in case that you have any that you want to go into that link and get some more information. But yes, our new enrollment starts on February 11th, 2026 at 9 a.m. And remember, you would have to enroll at your school of residence first. Enrollment. So if there is enrollment or expressing interest in the DLI, the dual language immersion programs, and there's interest for current students, but not for new students. So for new kindergarten students, you can still request to enroll in a DLI program. There's a couple of questions about our DLI program. So the DLI program is long-term. I'm interested but concerned about DLI being longer-term program. And I'll answer, there's a couple of responses here, and Ms. Perez is our expert in DLI programs. And so enrollment in a DLI program is optional, and students do have option to remain in their DLI program across grade levels, but a parent could decide to move their child to an English-only program if needed. You could have that conversation at your school site with your school site team about this. And also just the benefits of a DLI are seen over time, and learning in a new language takes time and definitely takes a lot of commitment. Okay, we're going to do a couple more questions and then we're going to end our session, and then the rest of the questions, I know that there's still some new coming in. We're going to try to answer them as fast as possible. And like I said, if we didn't get a chance to answer the questions now, we will publish a frequently asked questions document on our website for you to be able to read and glance through as well. Okay, so another question is, if my daughter or if my child is not selected through the lottery for the TK-DLI program at our home school, what happens, and is there a wait list, etc.? And so the question that was answered was that the wait list will be based on the date and the time of when the registration was submitted, and this was for the DLI TK program. There is a question in regards to zone transfers. So if there's a zone transfer to an impacted school, does that completely cancel out my school of residence enrollment? Or what would happen after that? And so the response for that is a spot would be released at your home school, and once the zone transfer is approved, to another site. The only scenario that this may not happen is if both your school of residence and your school of choice are both impacted schools. Okay, I'm going to review one more question because I know the questions keep coming, and our team we want to thank our team and thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing in answering all of these questions. So if there is, if you have specific questions regarding pupil services or special services, which we see that there are a couple, you are more than welcome to connect with our pupil services and special education department at 619-425-9600, extension 181700, and we would be more than happy to connect with you on getting your student on what they needed for school. There was a specific question about some currently on G2 feeding for every 4 hours. So it's a very specific question. So again, if you have very specific questions about your own child, please don't hesitate and call us and let us know what that question may be. If my child is not accepted at our school of residence for TK, will the district offer the transportation for TK? And the question is, no, transportation is not offered. And when will the 26-27 TK schedule be released? We actually do have a district calendar for the 26-27 school year, and you can already see and find that on our district website. When you go to our cbesd.org, it should be under calendars and look for student calendar, and you should take a look at the 26-27. There is a front page that you can see on the website, but you can also click on it and get the PDF so that you can see both pages of that calendar. Okay, I'm going to go to the last question, and this is how about the TK daily schedule for each elementary school. So that's a great question, because our schools vary from their schedules and their best schedules from start time to end time. And so you can find that at the My Schools on cbesd.org. You can also contact your school site, and they will have a schedule already published. So all of our schools have their schedule published on our website. Okay, with that, we are going to be ending our session today. I know that we have a lot more questions coming in, and please don't worry, we will get to all of those questions. We will be publishing our frequently asked questions and then providing that to you to our cdesd.org website. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We will be publishing our FAQ soon. And then if you would like to view this recording once again, this should be available on our YouTube channel shortly after today. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to our CDESD family.